Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Macedo.
All right. Finished my run. Okay, I'll give you in this video the answer to two questions. I had given the ask me anything offer, where you can ask me whatever question you like and I'll answer it. So these were the two private emails I received. One was a WhatsApp message, one was an email, sorry. And they wanted my perspective. Now, I'll put the timestamp below so you know when the first one starts and when the second one starts. Now, one of them is a young man. He's a young man. He has questions about citizenship, about career, going to Dubai, multiple questions. And then you have an Indian expat who is 35 plus, going to his 40s, and he has questions about earning money, saving money, getting a better job. So I'll answer both. Anyway, you can put down your comments and thoughts down below if you have to add anything. And if you'd like to send me your questions, do send it to me. If I find any of the questions worth sharing, I'll share. And Google, YouTube's algorithm, just like, share, and whatever, just comment. YouTube likes engagement. Okay, anyway. So the first one, I'll move to the email. This one, okay, I'm not going to state the name for obvious reasons. It says here, "Dear Loy, hope all is well. I will keep this to the point and not waste your time. Request you to keep my identity anonymous. I'm currently a 25-year-old guy who completed an MBA in marketing from a state university last year. I'm working in a small digital marketing agency as a social media executive in India for a meager pay of 12,000 rupees a month." I don't know, is it 12,000? He has put 12K. I don't know, is it 12,000 dirhams, 12,000 rupees? Because I suspect 12,000 rupees is very, I don't think it's possible. So maybe it's 12,000 dirhams, I don't know. So, but he has put 12K, okay? So now if it is 12,000 dirhams, it's a good pay. But if it's 12,000 rupees, I don't know how the fuck can you survive. Okay. Living with my retired parents, so I save on rent and food. I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi till the 12th grade, CBSE all my life. I thought I would return to UAE after graduating, get a job, work hard, save money, etc. Yeah, we all have a lot of plans. We think life will go as per plan. Life never goes as per plan. But with the current situation, I'm stuck here in India, I think maybe because of COVID, in a low-paying job with the uncertainty about the future and parents to take care of. This is the major challenge that Indian families have. They take care of their parents and loved ones. So it's not one person. You have 3 to 4 mouths to feed. And that is where when any young man asks me, should I get married? I always ask him, do you have a mother and father to support? Do you have relatives to support? Are you alone? Can you manage everyone? Because after you get married, you most probably will have to support your wife. Maybe you'll have to support her parents. And there are many manipulative partners who have a massive loan. And when they get married, they carry this baggage on to the person. So make sure that you discuss financial matters with your partner if in case you're getting married. It's very, very important, because without the financial aspect, you'll be in trouble. Okay. In fact, last week I got a client. No, he was not my client. He wanted to pay me to be a client. He was going to get married, and he wanted to invest in a major amount in my coaching. I know this might sound stupid, but I asked him, is your wife aware, to-be wife aware that you're getting into this? He said no. So I told him, see, listen, you need to discuss this with her, because if she doesn't approve, then you're going to have hell. And then I'll have to listen to your drama. So better than that, you speak to her. And true to what I said, after he discussed with his to-be wife, she told him no, because she suspected I was satanic. I was evil. I was a devil worshipper because of my tattoos. So she said, if you pay him, I'm calling off the marriage. And well, he listened to her. He thanked me for it, but that was okay. See, the reason why I did this is because I know how relationships are, especially after marriage. After marriage, it's not romantic, so keep that in mind. So I'm giving you some extra pointers on marriage. Then, so now he says, I have the following options available to me. I don't know what to do. What would you have done if you are in my shoes? So he's asking me, if I was in his shoes, what would I do? Now, see, this is a very tricky part. You're asking me, what would I do if I was in your shoes? Now, keep in mind, you're not me. Your values don't match mine. Your plus points don't match mine. Your minus points don't match mine. Like, for example, maybe you love your parents. I don't love my parents. Maybe you're a social guy. I'm an anti-social, you know. So, be careful when you ask someone, if you're in my shoes, what would you do? So, given the fact that you asked me, what would I do? I'll tell you what would I do. But I'll also tell you what maybe you should consider, not you should do. Because it's very easy for me to give advice. It's very easy for anyone to give advice. The question is, are you doing it right or wrong? Makes sense? Okay, one second. Okay, what would you have done if you are in my shoes? Number one, wait for a year and go back to the UAE and try my luck. Okay. Now, see, one thing I don't believe is making very long-term plans, because a lot can change in 1 year. Best example is this COVID situation. Now, you can make a lot of plans, but in the end, if they say, no, you're not allowed to enter, or can't do this, can't do that because of the virus, your plans go down the drain. But that doesn't mean you don't have a vision of what you want to do. Now, with regards to going to the UAE, I'm pretty sure if you're not happy with India, you will go to the UAE, okay? And given the way that you have mentioned that you're not happy with your situation in India, I'm 100% sure you will move to the UAE. What would I have done if I was in your place? Well, obviously, if I was not happy, I'd move. So my gut feeling says that whether I tell you to stay or move, you will go to UAE to try a job, because you've been there in UAE, studied in UAE, and you want to earn more. So your first one is, I think you have already made up your mind. The second one, work for my uncle's company for 2,000 dirhams a month as a junior accountant and storekeeper, then slowly transition to another job. Okay. See, when you work for your own relatives, this is my experience of other people. When you work for your own relatives, there's always a possibility that the relationship can spoil. The reason being is, where money is involved, there's always expectations. And so if you work for your uncle, make sure that you work for a limited time. Make sure you take it in writing. If things don't work out, what is plan B? and make sure that he doesn't have a problem you searching for another job after a period of time. Now keep in mind, your uncle is paying you money. So where money is involved, if you are not a good employee, then get ready for shit. And then if he starts shouting at you or screaming at you, and you go cry and tell your parents, and then within the family there'll be drama. So if you don't have any other option, no option at all, I would say grab this, get the visa, agree on the salary, but please make sure that you know what are the terms and conditions of the exit strategy, because he needs to know, you need to know, if things don't work out, what will be the exit. So let's say you join him, work for 2-3 months, he doesn't like you, or you don't like him, then what do you do? So is he going to ask you, pay me all my visa money back? Will he say, I'm not going to pay you his salary? Will he say, get out from my visa immediately? You know, you need to think of the ugly side, especially where money is involved. And then question 3 is migrate to Europe, which is a 3-year process, but give up my Indian citizenship and risk everything because it's expensive. See, going to Europe is not that easy. Many people, the way they talk to me is like, oh, Loy, I'm going to go to US, Canada, Australia. If you don't have money in your bank, you don't show them that you're capable of looking after yourself for 1 to 2 years, they're not going to give you a visa. And now, we are not even talking of 1 year, you're talking of 3 years later. 3 years later, who knows what is going to happen. So I would say, going to UAE is an easier option. Going to Europe is a much more tougher option. So don't think about Europe, save money. Save money, and then once you have enough money, then start the applying, the process. Otherwise, you start applying, you don't have money. They give you a call and say, come to Europe. Once you go to Europe, if you don't have a job, how many months are you going to stay without a job? Who are you going to go to? Where are you going to beg? And let's say you don't have a job for 6 months, 8 months, or you get a job as a security guard. What will you do, man? How will you manage? So think about all this. Don't think that Europe will solve all your problems in life. And so this Europe thing is far-fetched. Next one is point number 4. Try move up the corporate ladder in India. Less hopeful for this because India still discriminates against people if you didn't pass out from B school. See, climb up the corporate ladder sounds very nice. You don't know, I don't know whether it's going to happen. And you're talking about India discriminates. How do you know which country does not discriminate? How do you know which human being does not discriminate? Almost everyone discriminates, man. A very simple example. You will have an affinity towards people you like. You will support your friends. You will support people from your religion or your culture. We all human beings do that. We always have a bias. Like political parties. You like BJP or Congress. Like Hindus or Muslims. Like girls or guys more. Or between your friends, who do you like more? So climbing up the corporate ladder is not that easy. And it's not that straightforward. And even if you decide, okay, I'll climb up the corporate ladder, how do you know you'll climb up? Maybe you'll be the hardest working guy, you'll never climb. But one thing I can tell you is India is very tough. Whether you have a degree or don't have a degree, whether you are Indian degree or American degree, India is very tough. Because the oversupply of manpower. And my personal belief is getting a job in India is one story. Climbing up the ladder, entirely different story. So don't think about it. And then finally, what does he say? Okay. Or something else, what would you do? Looking forward for your advice. See, what would I do is, I always tell people, do the best with what you have, with where you are, with the circumstances that you're in. Don't have, oh, if things are this way, tomorrow I'll do that, or when I go to Dubai, or when I get married, or when life is better. Right now, do the best of what you can do. And the name of the game is money. If every day you're not earning money and saving, you can make any plan in the world. It's not going to work out. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. You let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? And yeah, put your comments. Now let's move on to the next question.